Okay, this morning our interview is with Matthew Henney, and he's been a lifelong resident of Whitley County, been a farmer all these years, and he just celebrated his 90th birthday. So, Matthew, we'll let you take over and just tell us a little bit about it, and, about yourself and different things you've done and in the farming end of it.
Well, I was 6 kids. I was the only one that wasn't born at home. I was born at my grandma and grandpa's. Will Lawrence was his name. I born on the family farm down at Lod. I had 4 sisters and a brother, and my mom had 2 brothers, she had a brother and a sister, and neither one of them had any children. My dad was the only one in his family, and then he had a sister. She died at 18, so I have no first cousins. I went to a one-room school about a mile and a half from home. I was the only one in my grade for 3 years. When we would go to school, if it was bad, Dad'd get the mud boat out and had a big box on it, and us kids would all get in the box. The neighbor kids and all that, it was a big box. And that's where we went to go to school.
Well, tell us a little bit about your family. Your family and your kids.
Well, when I got married, I married a girl from one end of the county to the other. I lived in the south part of the county, and she lived in the north part. I had 5 children. I had 3 girls and 2 boys. And I think I got the best kid in the whole world, I always thought.
Was there school down at Lod? Was that school you went to?
Well, they closed the grade school, and then we had to go to Lod. Well, if I went to Lod, I was the only one in the 4th grade there, so there was one boy at Grace, the next school on the list. So the girl go to Lod, and I had to go on around to Grace. So there's 2 of us there.
So where'd you go to high school
there? Then opened up in high school, opened Jefferson Center then. So I went from 5th grade on, and we had the smallest class in school. I think it was 13 of us. At times we'd have some come from Allen County, and sometimes we'd have some. We might have got to 16 one time, but they never all graduated from Jefferson Center.
So did you have a basketball team then in high school?
Yes, we had a basketball team.
You had enough boys to do that?
Yes, but I always stayed on the B team because I was pretty little. I could play on a B team, and all the other boys said, "Well, what's come you want to stay on the B team? Get on the other." I said, "Well, I can play there. But what's the advantage of being on the varsity? Prestige. Well, I'd rather play than have a prestige, anyways."
So how many were on how many boys played basketball together?
I don't know how many. At least 10, maybe 12 of us that played. Well, it'd be more than that because we had the varsity and then the B team. So.
Okay. Well,
And when I was a senior, we had at the tourney time. The coach come down and told me I had to dress for the tourney. I said, "No," I said, "I don't want to dress for that because I was real little. If we got way ahead or way behind, I might get to play a minute, So that wasn't nothing for me. That happened. We got way behind, so I got to play probably a little more than a minute that time.
All right, tell us about where your first home was and where your first farm and some of your farming experiences here in Whitley County. And did you always live around the same farm, or have you moved around?
Well, first couple of years I was married, I lived, first year I was married, I lived in Lod in a veterinary, used to be a veterinary office, right in town, right in Lod. Then a house about a half mile out of Lod came vacant, so I moved there for a year. Then I had another farm over by the turkey farm. Grover Gross owned that, and he wanted me to move over there and farm, so I farmed that and his place then. My dad and I farmed together at that time anyway, and I was there 3 years, and a farm up by Quessy, Elmer Lauer farm, became vacant, so I went up and see about that. Well, I had a hernia operation and a knee operation. I wasn't supposed to be doing too much heavy work, and I went up there, and we had a lot of cows there. I think I was probably milking about 35 or 40 cows at that time. And my wife was expecting the first child, so that first couple of months was pretty slow. She'd out there to help me pack the milkers around and do the chores.
So where'd you go from there after you?
Oh, after that, the farm up there where I live come up for sale, and my father-in-law said, "I'd better come up there and buy that." See, everybody thought we'd be hurting ourselves down there, doing so much work and stuff. So we lived down there on our present farm ever since.
So tell us how things have changed over the years in agriculture. When you first started farming, how things changed over the years?
Well, it changed tremendous. We used to start farming, we had horses, and everything with horses then. And Dad had 2 cultivators, a 2-row and a 1-row, and I talked him into I could cultivate with a 1-row, so I cultivated corn with a 1-row cultivator for 2 years, and then we bought a tractor. Well, we had a Fordson before, which that wasn't a row crop tractor. I was real little then. I'd drive that thing, and I had to get a hold of the steering wheel and jump on the clutch to stop the thing. And then he bought a John Deere row crop tractor, and he converted his 2-row cultivator over to tractor. We were going across the field one afternoon, and right after dinner, and he hollered, "Whoa!" Scared me to death. And of course, I was used to the old Fordson, and right away I thought about jumping on a clutch, but I couldn't do that. Well, I had to pull a hand clutch back. I finally got it stopped. I turned around and looked at Dad, see what was wrong, and he just laughed his head off. He knew I was asleep that up there on that tractor. And Dad, after that, Dad got mad at me because I couldn't drive horses after I got started driving the tractor. But we had a team of Westerns, and them little things, they were little, but they were powerful. We were thrashing one day and down behind, making a straw stack down behind the barn, kind of soft down there, and he told the guys on a wagon, "Now don't put too big a load on because you'll get stuck down there." Well, sure enough, neighbor got stuck down there, couldn't pull him out. Now the Westerns on a bundle wagon back in the field. Well, when they come up, he said, "We'll put that team on." Everybody said, "Well, them little horses ain't going to pull nothing out of there. They're little." So we changed over and put them horses on there, and Dad said, "Get up there and drive them out." So I got up on there and slapped the lines, and bird and Dan, and mud flew, and we pulled them out. That guy took his horses, and he went home.
So how many horses did you have when you farmed?
Oh my. We probably had 8 or 10 horses, and Dad had a stallion that he would use around. Of course, everything with horses then. And I remember when I was come home from school, I would come right past the field when I come home, and I'd jump right on the plow. We had a 2-bottom plow, 5 head of horses on it, 3 on the back ones and 2 on the front. That's how I learned to plow.
So how long did it take you to plow an acre before?
Oh my, I have no idea anymore how long. It took quite a while.
Yeah.
Quite a while. And I remember one time this field was a quarter of a mile long, and I was color packing corn. And Dad come back, what are you doing? And I just taking off land. I got so I just take off a land and go around this land, and I wasn't supposed to be doing it that way. So
Well, tell us a little bit about how you color packing corn. Tell people probably don't realize that you used to do that. So tell them what you did there.
well, I break the crust for the corn to get up and leveled it off a little bit.
So you just level everything off, and a color packer kind of mulches the ground, make it
Right.
finer to hold the moisture in. That
Right,
you
yeah.
just went over the whole field that you planted with a color packer.
Right, yes,
Uh,
yeah. Well, then, after we got the tractor, Dad cut the tongue off of the corn planter and fixed it up on hydraulic to fix on the tractor. And I planted a lot of corn for a neighbor and everything. Road wasn't too straight for a while. But one of the neighbors said, well, we got to have some rabbit paths anyway, so. But Dad finally told me, now you line up, run that tractor on the object across the field and hold that. And that's how I've got to going straight rows in. Well, now, it's already on the machine. You just punch a button on there and you go across the field, and that's just about like a shot out of a gun. The only thing, you got to be awake when you get to the other end because you got to turn around and come back.
So that's called the auto steer system now.
Yes, yeah.
So how far off the auto steer system, one end field to the other, you're only off about 1 or 2 inches.
Right.
It just keeps you right on line.
Keeps right on line,
And,
yeah.
It's amazing how that works.
Yeah. We used to have some of them neighbors down there, when they start planting corn, they'd first be straight, then it gets so, it's windrow there, the ends get and the windrow around.
Okay. So tell us about the machinery as you went through the years. What was after you started with the first tractor? How did that progress until you got up to the new modern auto?
Oh, I don't know. When we first started, we had a grain binder to cut wheat and horses on that. Then after we got the tractor, then we put tractor on and used the tractor on that. Then they got the small combines, maybe 3.5, 4 foot combines, and Dad bought a 4 foot combine then, and we used that for a while. Then I bought a case combine motor on 6 foot. That was a big combine then. I got married then. I was about halfway through bean combine, and Dad thought, well, he could combine while I was gone. Well, he backed up to unload that thing, backed in the wagon, broke the spreader on the back end, so he shut her off. I had to finish it when I come back at home. Then bought a self-propelled. That really opened things up, and you can just go any place then and not knock anything down. Then I bought a bigger combine, had a lot of electronic stuff on it, and it just every year just more and more and more electronic stuff on it. And
Do you know how to run all that electronic gauges on?
well, I did them, but they got the later years, these last ones are a little bit over my head on some of that stuff. I'm learning some of it, but I never will learn it all because I won't live long enough to get it.
So the big combine, how long have you had the newer combines?
Well,
What's the number of your combine now?
the one we got now is 9770. 30-foot head on it, 8-row corn head, and a 30-foot grain head.
How many bushel an hour
Oh my.
Is it up in the thousands?
You know, I really couldn't tell you what it up for an hour. It probably is 1,000 on that newer combine.
Yeah. How many semis can you fill in an hour? Do you?
It don't take long to fill a semi. I don't know. Of course, now you got two semis, so
Yeah.
I don't have to wait. We had a big wagon that we filled when the semi get full and gone. Well, I'd fill that grain cart there,
Yeah.
and it holds a semi load. So when he come back, well, I had another load for him.
Right, yeah. Yeah. Those grain carts hold a full semi, don't they?
Yeah.
Load. So, you still drive the combine?
Oh yeah, I run the combine. Tom runs the truck.
I don't know what you mentioned before. Tell them how old you are.
Huh?
Tell them how old you are. You just celebrated a birthday. Tell them.
Oh, I was 90 years old the 30th of January.
And still driving combine.
Yes.
That's great.
We do a lot of ditching, and we start in with backhoe and dig the trench. Well, ever since we've ever do any ditching, I always use a shovel down in the trench. This summer, everybody come along and said, "Well, this ain't right." I said, "You'd all be up on the backhoe, and you Tom down here using the shovel." But we got in some coming this year. I just couldn't hardly handle it. So Tom had to get down and help me on a little bit on that this year.
Tell us about your first automobile.
Oh, my first one was a 35 Ford. My dad wouldn't let me drive a car because he's afraid I'd wreck it. He said, when you buy your own car, you can wreck it any time you please. So I think I was a junior in school when I bought my first car then. And I kept that for about, I don't know, 4, 5, 6 years, and I bought a 41 Mercury. That was a pretty nice car then, 4-door. I've had a lot of cars since then though, but
How much did that first car cost you?
I think I paid $500 for that. That was a lot of money at that time. For a kid, I saved a lot of money. I had to save a lot of money a long time to get that.
Well, do you remember when we first got electricity? Do you remember?
Oh yes, yes.
Tell us how that all went about and how it changed.
Well, it's really amazing. We bought milkers for the cows. Before we had milkers, I'd have to get up in the morning, eat breakfast, and go out and milk 3 or 4 cows before I could come up and get ready to go to school. And had water. We had water all the time then, under pressure. Before we had the old pump, the old gas engine, sometimes the thing wouldn't run and be out of water for a while. Then after we got electricity, then we put a bathroom in. That was a big thing there. Before that, we had to go down, had the outside toilet, we called them. Sears catalog used that for the paper.
It's got cold out there.
Yeah.
Morning, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was.
You didn't stay very long.
You didn't stay very long.
Yeah, for sure. So, yeah, you had this electricity. So, in your house, on your milking part, did you have surge milkers, or what kind of milker? Did you have a gas motor that ran the surge pumps, or did you?
We didn't have. Whenever we got electricity, that's when. Yeah, we had a electric motor on the surge pump then.
So you just went, when you had electricity, you went to the
Right.
milkers and had
Yeah.
milkers in. That simplified things a little bit, didn't
A little bit. It really made things bad when electricity was off and you had to milk by hand.
Yeah, we're used to that, were you?
No.
Okay, what changes have you seen that made the biggest impact on your life or your life here in Whitley County? What was the biggest change
Oh my.
that you've seen that it made the biggest difference in your farming operation, or?
Well, just everything just kept getting bigger all the time. I don't know I wouldn't know what made the bigger change. I guess the bigger change when I got married was the bigger change I made.
That is a change. Okay. Well, looking back, what would you consider the best years of your life if you go back?
When I was in school,
Oh, okay.
I couldn't wait to get out of school. I wanted to join the Navy. All my friends in Navy, what really I had was in the Navy, and I wanted to join the Navy. Well, Dad and Mom are both school teachers. No, when you graduate, you can join it. So that was a long time. I had to wait for I to go. Uncle Sam sent me a letter, so I went down, took a physical, and I didn't pass it. And well, they took me down 4 times. And the last time, one time they took me down. I had a knee operation, needed more time to heal, so they passed me then. Well, then next time they took me down, I had a hernia operation, and that needed more time to heal. And the last time they took me down, I was 32, and I didn't want to go then, and so I had to see Joe Rowe. He was one attorney to get you out of service. And maybe I shouldn't say that, but Hattie Whitman was on the board, and I think she wanted to get me in the service. So anyway, Joe said, well, they don't want any old men in the service. I said, well, I could probably whip half of them anyway. So that didn't make no difference, but I didn't want to go at that time. I don't know. My mom, she didn't want me to go to service. I said, I want to go as far as I could go and see all I could see, but it never worked out that way. But.
So is there anything else you'd like to share with us, Matthew, before we close?
Huh?
Anything else you'd like to share with us about Whitley County, or your life here, or your farming, or?
Well, a lot of small towns and people used to be, and now they've all disappeared now. Nobody even remembers them anymore. They're not old enough to remember all that. Several little stores that was open, and everybody used them, but towns got bigger, and everybody started going to town, and they didn't make enough money to operate, or they died, operating them little things. We used to have telephone service. You had to hang on the wall, and you had to ring that thing so many rings to get somebody, and of course that's all gone now.
Do you have a party line so everybody knew what?
Everybody knows. Us kids get to playing on the line, and then they tell on us, then Dad'd get the strap down hanging by the door. And
Stop that.
Yeah.
Okay, Matthew. Well, thank you very much for the interview, and we appreciate taking time to come in here and sharing your story with us. So, thank you very much.